This is Lou's Golf and Fish Club.
Beautiful.
All right, now we're back with part 2 of what was it, episode 7.
Yep.
Episode 7, part 2.
Yep.
Of Lou's Golf and Fish Club podcast. We got a little live stream rolling. We've been rolling for 53 minutes now.
Yeah, 53 minutes.
Yep. Had a couple viewers. We're at 3 right now, right? Did I say 2, 3? There we go.
Hey, we
rolling.
2. Yep. I don't know who the second person is, but
to the moon.
It ain't me.
To the moon we go. It's not you. We're not reviewing ourselves.
But yes, as many viewers as we can get.
So off camera, we were just talking about our boats. Country Boy asked our dream boat and stuff like that. And the next thing on our little outline was winterizing boats and fuel treatments and stuff. And I'm not planning on winterizing my boat. I know probably you aren't either. None of us. We're in kind of a borderline area, Northern Virginia. We don't really have to. So I'm planning on just trying to run it at least like once a month. Find a day to go out there, run the motor, putt around a little bit, do that. And then I watched a video recently. I forgot who it was by on YouTube, but talking about like using fuel conditioner and fuel treatments, and especially this time of year when the boat's sitting for like a month at a time. So use premium gas, and then right when you fill up, pour some of that conditioner in, or it's like ring free, stuff like that. It just helps make the fuel better and like more stable, or more like, last longer, I guess, higher quality. And then like the ring free, I guess, helps clean out the stuff from like the lines and stuff when it runs through, the gas runs through. So that guy was saying that kind of stuff can help a lot in the wintertime, especially if you're not planning on winterizing. So every time you go out, like go to the gas tank, put new gas in it, put some fuel stabilizer and conditioner in there, and go out there, run it a little bit, and then let it sit. Next time, just keep doing that every time.
I'm trying to remember the stuff my father-in-law used. It's like stable, but I think it's stable 360.
Yeah.
And he said he puts that in like religiously, because I mean their boats stay on the water year round. It's not like they trailer them. So
yeah. And Murtha actually said he's been doing that with his boat since he got it. Somebody told him that, and he's been doing like fuel conditioner, fuel treatment every time.
Use 93 or use 87?
I started using 93 since you said something.
Yeah.
And this is I saw that video. I was using 83 just because it's cheap, but I think you're not getting very much most of the time. So
I know Wink has used 87 religiously for as long. I mean, I think he's had his boat for like 12 years.
Yeah.
But he's
87 is the middle one, right? It's 83, 87, 93, 85?
87, 88, 89, and 93.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was using the low at 87 for a while because it's cheap, and then saw the video. You were saying, you use premium, so I started doing that for sure.
We'll give you a shout out, Country Boy.
All right, man.
Good night.
Appreciate you watching.
At Country Boy.
Appreciate you joining our first live stream.
Yes, sir.
Been saving for a KLX 140. That's probably a kayak. Nice. 14-foot kayak. Nice.
Maybe. Yeah. Or a dirt bike.
Maybe. I've been saving for, shout me out. Country Boy. At Country Boy. Yeah. Nice. All right. Yeah, so winterizing. I was telling you. What are you doing? What are you doing, man?
I'm looking good. I'm just.
Well, I was telling you that guy in the video was talking about how a lot of people, in the wintertime, the boat doesn't run for a month or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they go out there and start it up, the idles for 10, 15 seconds, and then they're off. And he was like, outboard is a different type of motor. It's not a jet ski. It's not a this. It's not. He named all of it. It's like you have to be like nice with it. Just kind of putt a little bit, like gradually go, and like work into it. Especially when it's cold and it's been sitting, lines have been sitting there and stuff.
That's what I like about the Occoquan River. Like you go out there, it's no wake, so you're like idle pretty much the whole way.
Yeah.
And then once you get out to open, then you can let it eat. But
I think we all do that. Like when he said that, I was like, I need to stop doing that. I think I do that too. Even with my little, on the res, like if there's nobody out there.
Yeah.
Wow, just go. Do that first part of the res when you go under the bridge, like that first.
Well, the freaking channel, so
I don't go very fast.
So skinny.
I putt through there, so it's perfect. But yeah, I thought that was a good tip. If anybody's winterizing or thinking about how to store their boat or what to do for their boat in wintertime?
I mean, one thing I could definitely say that I've done in past years is like I typically change my impeller every 3 years. So if you haven't done that, I would say, I mean, and I I don't really use my boat as much anymore. So I mean, if you like for you, like if you use your boat a lot, I would probably change it every 2 years, like 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
But for me, like I'm perfectly fine with 3 years.
Yeah.
But and then like just
Spark plugs.
go around your boat, like check all your fuel lines, make sure they're not cracked, you know, and just if you see like any dry rotting, go to your parts store, grab some line, just put it on there, you know, because the last thing you want to have is a freaking gas leak, you know, or anything like that.
Yeah, that guy was saying like spark plugs and stuff.
Yeah, spark
like
plugs
once a year or something. He was saying, which is another good point. He's like people are afraid to bring their boats in and spend $300 a year to get their boat maintenance, get everything checked, and get new spark plugs. They're afraid to spend $500 a year, but he always says 300 is better than 3,000.
Yeah.
5,000 when something goes wrong or the motor breaks. You're like,
Yeah.
oh no, like, and they start spending all kinds of money. So like that, just maintenance stuff like that too. It's like,
and like my boat has the the key start and the pull cord, so like, you know, make sure that pull cord works, because God forbid you're out there and your battery dies and your pull cord's your only backup.
Yeah.
You know, you want to make sure it works.
Yeah, I have an extra one too.
Yeah.
I think I might have two, but yeah, up under the seat and stuff.
Yeah, like
Like
things that I keep in my boat are like an extra pull cord, an extra primer ball, because the primer ball fails a lot.
Fuses.
I
learned that. Keep fuses on the boat.
So, and then yeah, just like some extra like hose clamps and stuff like that.
A little toolkit.
Yeah,
that's a good little thing too. Just stuff to have on the boat, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah,
but at all times really. Yeah, a little toolkit, fuses. What were you saying? Like
an extra like ball, like the primer ball,
the pull cord.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Because I actually bought I think it was last year. I bought a brand new primer ball, and it didn't work. And
primer ball. I don't know if I have an extra primer ball.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the thing like you squeeze to get the gas.
Yeah.
So I bought a brand new one, and I was looking in the reviews after I had bought it, and people were saying like, I guess like the plastic like breaks or something like that, so it doesn't actually squeeze.
Yeah.
So I got my old one and like started messing with that, put that on there, and it fired right up. I was like, dude.
Well, another thing I was gonna say for wintertime is well, somebody told me that to do it all the time, but to pull when you're at the ramp after you're fishing, keep the motor running,
Wayne.
And just pull the gas line out and let it run the gas out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wayne was saying to do it every time. I looked it up, and they were saying with 2 strokes, you don't want to do that because you want some of that like some of that stuff in there, like the moistens the gears and like the grease and like the oil and stuff.
Yeah.
So 2 strokes, you want that in there. It helps everything. So they said don't do it every time with 2 stroke, but in the wintertime, so the lines don't freeze, gas doesn't freeze in the lines and stuff, it's a good time to do it in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So I did it last time. I went off on the res. I got off and pulled it and let it run out. But
it takes like a minute or two.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, he was saying if you do it every time, it can clean it out too much and it causes issues. If it's too clean, then like exposes like stuff that the buildup is like covering. Right. They were saying that's the issue with seafoam too. If you use too much seafoam, it cleans it out too much. Then like gears and stuff that are stripped a little bit, but it's fine because of like buildup.
Yeah.
If it's cleaned out too much, then you expose like issues. Yeah. And you're like, oh, my motor's messing up. It's like because you took off all the lubricant, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually worried when I went to like gassing, because I wanted to go out and like make sure everything was running right, let the motor run for like 5-10 minutes on like low idle, and just make sure it was good. And I didn't get to do that. So when I went out to the lake gassing, I was like, I guess moment of truth, I guess, you know. Mm-hmm. So just pulled the choke out, primed it up, you know, and fired right up. And I just let it sit there. And I mean, the whole ride out is like probably like close to probably like a half a mile, and it's just no wake.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like perfect.
Yeah.
But
very cool. But yeah. Hopefully we don't have to winterize them too much longer. Hopefully after the storm it will warm up or something.
I mean, luckily mine's garage kept. So
I'm working on a carport right now. We can work on that tomorrow. Anyways, winter golf ball hunting is next on the docket. During this time of year, I like to we give out golf balls at the golf tournaments for members and stuff like that. So during this time of year, I like to take my dog out to a local golf course and walk him and find a bunch of golf balls, and it's fun. You still have to come out there with me, but it's a good time, dude. We have boxes and boxes
show
of
you
golf
guys
balls.
our collection.
That's not even.
We got Callaway and Strixon.
Yeah. Bunch of them in there.
And then we got our mixed balls with everything in there.
Yeah.
Some Nikes, some
I have
Snells,
so many in my
some
garage too, but yeah. I get tons of golf
We
balls.
got Titleist, we got TaylorMade, Kirkland, got them all.
I'm out there a lot.
So I just have the clean ball selection.
Yeah, he's the golf ball cleaner. You got the brush.
Check out my video on
Yeah, he's got the
YouTube.
cleaning brush. But yeah, so that's pretty fun, especially once everything dries up, like later on in the winter when the creeks start drying up and the ground get more exposed and the creeks. Yeah, it's like there's
I feel like the best time to do that is like the leaves have already all fallen, and like you can go out there and just like kick leaves and find balls. No,
I mean, like now, like this past month, or someone's really cold, and no, not when it's wet though. When it's like dry, like later on in the winter when stuff's freezing, it has. Yeah, ground's all dried up, frozen up. Definitely, so many. It's fun though. It's like a little adventure. You got a little headlamp on. Griffey, my dog, has his headlamp on his neck.
I'll have to make sure that I bring out my my different batteries for my freaking headlamp light. Will die in about 45 minutes.
Definitely fun. Brandon's been out there a few times with me. And then, all right. How much time we got?
We're at 12 minutes.
Perfect. All right. I guess we're gonna do a little draft here.
Mm-hmm.
Our first draft on the podcast. I like drafts. I listen to a few podcasts and they do top 5 draft, top 5 this. So our first one, we're gonna do a top 5 baits draft. So we're gonna try to build our tackle box 5 lures, so you can come up with the best 5.
Like tournament day.
Tournament day, yeah. So if I pick one, you can't pick that one. So
Gotcha.
and try to let us know in the comments who has the best tackle box, 5 lure tackle box after the draft. All right.
We'll go first.
You want to start? You can go. You can start.
I can go first, so I can.
He started writing his choices on there.
Yeah, I was ready.
All right, you go first.
First, I would say good old jackhammer chatterbait.
Ooh, chatter.
Mm-hmm.
Chatterbait. Okay. I will go. I'm going Cinco.
Cinco?
Cinco.
Okay.
And we're going to try to be versatile, too. So you can fish, deep, shallow, whatever. Have a versatile 5 lure box.
I'm going to say Texas rig.
Like a texture rig, like big worm or something.
Yep.
Texas rig.
I'm going to lose my next tournament.
Worm. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, let's see here. I'll go spinnerbait. Spinnerbait. I think that's a good one that works spring, right now, wintertime, if you're shallow.
Yeah.
Spinnerbait can definitely catch them. It's a good time. Good bait for any time.
Probably go EWG jig head.
Ned?
Yeah.
Good Ned.
Mm-hmm.
Ned rig. All right. I'm going to go.
Running out of options.
No, it's only option.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you any good ideas.
Go ahead, spit them at me. I'll go time on right now.
I'm going to go with my... If I'm not throwing a Cinco, if it's too deep or too windy, going drop shot, baby.
Drop shot?
Yep. Drop shot.
Drop shot in a dream.
Drop shot, Cinco, spinnerbait. You got chatterbait, text rig, 10-inch worm or big worm.
Yep.
And Ned rig.
Let's see. I guess jerkbait.
Oh.
It was either drop shot or jerkbait. So.
I was going to go jerkbait. Jerkbait, it's a great one.
I need to go to Cabela's and grab me another jerkbait.
I want to start throwing that more often.
Jerkbait?
Jerkbait.
Yeah.
Just throughout the whole year. Like
Yeah.
always have one on.
Yeah.
Just to try to get that reaction.
I always thought that jerkbait was like a winter fishing thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you started talking about it in the Shenandoah, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I've always used it. Well, yeah, that's why I used it in Shenandoah, and smallmouth was in the fall and stuff like that. Fall, winter.
Yeah.
It's definitely good in the, I think all times of year.
Yeah.
Really. Jerkbait. All right, then I will go. I want to try to do a moving bait, but there's another bottom bait that I really want to get.
Oh, crankbait, deep diver, the old 20XD.
No, that's not my style. I'm gonna go, which I'm gonna try to fish more with this year. I was talking about it earlier. Is a jig, it's like a big like football jig or just pitching flipping jig.
And let's see. Lastly, I don't know. I might just pull the trigger and start throwing some swim baits.
Swim bait?
Yeah.
Like a little one, kayak, or like a
big glide baits.
What is it? The Mega Bass, Mag Draft.
Mag Draft?
You ever seen one of those?
No, I've seen them and they're expensive.
I have one. I've never used it. It's a perch. It's a perch color. I'm trying to use it for smallmouth.
I would like to have at least maybe like three to four different color, like huge like swim baits, glide baits.
Are you going glide bait or are you going swim bait? No one's used glide bait yet. No.
Try glide bait. Yeah.
I've caught a couple fish on glide bait. Glide bait.
It's just so hard because, I mean, there's so many different colors and it's like...
I don't think color is that important. I think it's just white with something. Like, kind of shad color, dude.
I almost want to take like a Sharpie and put on the bottom like S for swim or I don't know. F for floating or like D for like deeper.
Yeah.
Like S
how many
for
glide
sinking.
baits you have? You only have one, right?
I just have one.
You have the Savage Gear one.
This year was the first year that I bought expensive jerk baits and expensive glide baits.
Yeah.
I never bought them in a day in my life. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna pay $20 for a bait. I'm probably gonna lose.
Yeah. But now you're like, oh, wait.
Yeah, maybe I'll. But I mean, that dude on Fishing the DMV was talking about. He's like, you know, sometimes we get stuck in this like, gotta have this, gotta have this, gotta have this. Well, this guy caught him on this, and this guy, you know, and it's like the bait list never ends, and you're just like in this like spending frenzy. And you just never stop.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't think I'll ever get to that, just because I'm so like, you know, into details.
I've felt that way, even on the water sometimes. I'm like, I want to try this because this and that and da, da, da. But I'm trying to. I think it's good to learn different techniques and different baits, just to see, say you've thrown it, and just to see.
Yeah.
And then like whatever sticks, like. From that, if you like fishing in it or you catch something, it kind of like drop shot. Like I'd never really thrown it before, but I knew people were throwing it. Bertha was throwing it, and I caught a couple like the first time I threw it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna put that in the in the bag, and then you might throw something else like a chatterbait I had thrown before. I never really caught anything with it, so I just never really fished it.
Yeah.
Then you jackhammer. So I caught jackhammer, tried it again, and caught some fish with that one day. And now I'm like, I always have a jackhammer. Like, oh, should I put jackhammer
it's like your go-to.
Yeah. So like, it's kind of like throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what sticks. Like, I'll try a Jamaica rig, I'll try a jerk bait, and just see what. Yeah. It's kind of. But yeah, I've been that way where I'm like, oh, I don't like it.
Well, I mean, even guys,
now, I'm like, I don't know what to throw.
Even guys that I fish with in the tournaments, they're like, "Do you ever not throw a chatterbait?" And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I just
confidence
catch
bait.
Fish on it,
Everyone has their confidence bait. Like, dude, Cinco, I caught fish with Vaughn. We didn't talk about. Me and Vaughn went out to the res last week and caught two. He caught one on a jig up in like 5 foot of water. We were fishing deep the whole time. And then I caught one on a Cinco. Like I'd been throwing a jig, like a little bitsy bug, black jig, and jerk bait, and crank bait, and lipless, all this stuff. I'm like, he caught the one on the jig. I'm like, dude, if they're going to bite a jig up that shallow, they'll bite a Cinco. So I put a little Cinco on with my little 1/32 ounce weight because it was like windy.
Oh, yeah.
And just threw it off of like with a little point. And boom, caught like a 2.5 on
nice.
that. It was like what, 40-degree water. Like, dude, it's just confident bait. Like, I
Yeah.
know where to throw it and know where to bite it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I got Cinco on, a little tree, a little point, boom, like right up in the shit. You don't have to worry about getting hung up, anything like that.
But the crazy part is I've heard like mixed reviews. Like some people say this time of year you want a big profile because if they're gonna eat, they're gonna eat.
Confusing.
And then some people are like you want a super small profile.
Bitsy bug.
Yeah.
Bitsy bug jig.
Like teeny tiny. Like if you have pinchers going like this, keep them together. Don't let them do that. Just make them go like this. So it's all one movement. I'm like, okay, so what do you try? Like one in each hand and figure out what works?
Yeah, some guys are throwing like little swim baits. Some guys are throwing big glide baits, big jig, big football jigs. All guys are throwing little bitsy bugs, little Ned rigs. Like, dude.
Like, oh yeah, man, they're hitting 10-inch glide baits right now. Really?
I think there's something to like the area and stuff you're fishing, a type of bait, but I think whatever you're confident in and what you know how to throw and know how to feel on the bottom, I think is most important. Like a Ned rig versus like a shake head. Like it's literally the same thing. That is a shake. It is a shake head. It's a smallmouth version, lighter version of a shake head. Pretty much the Ned rig. Same exact thing. It stands up. Like a jig, like a shaky head versus a jig. Like there's really that much difference. Like a shaky head's like a worm on the bottom, and a jig's just like a skirted thing on the bottom. Like,
one thing I definitely noticed on live scope at Lake Gaston was like the difference between throwing like an 1/8 ounce and a 1/4 ounce and a 1/2 ounce, and watching it on the screen how fast it drops.
Mm-hmm.
Like an 1/8 ounce is like super slow, and it just trickles all the way to the bottom until it hits the bottom.
That's a big key too, is the like how fast it's dropping. Like in the summertime, they use those big football jigs because it's like boom, 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 and like really knocking around and like boom. But in the wintertime, they use big stuff too, or small. Like, I don't know if they want it like settling down.
Like I swear the bass were on the bottom. Like, oh, that's cool.
Watching it float down, like
just all like subtle.
Yeah, but maybe you throw a 1/2 ounce football jig in there, and it's like boom, and you lift it up, and boom, they're like bam.
Like, I don't know. That doesn't look right.
But dude,
who knows?
Who knows? It's crazy. So you got your 5. My last one, I will go. I was gonna go glide bait too, but I will do all my stuff shallow except for jig and drop shot. So I'm gonna go square bill.
Yeah,
square bill because you can use it for smallmouth and largemouth. It's good time.
You use square bill this time of year? For smallmouth?
I haven't really tried it that much. I've used a lipless for smallmouth this time of year. I've caught a nice smallmouth on lipless before.
That's scary.
On Shenandoah.
Casting that heavy lipless around the rock.
Not that heavy. It's like a smaller one.
Oh, okay.
It's like probably like that big or something.
Doesn't get stuck
on
the rocks?
No.
Oh, gotcha.
Burning it or like pulling it, catching up to it, pulling, and then the deeper stuff. But I've caught smallmouth on a lipless before. But yeah, square bill, I don't know. This time of year, maybe not. I don't know. But it's nice time.
I know Alan's neighbor was saying like to go out on the Potomac on like the certain point, and you like cast it out and you like yo-yo it off the point with a lipless. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, well,
like
Ant and Steven
take a chance of getting stuck.
Ant and Steven, they love square bills. Like they were catching them on square bills in the river, Aquan River, in the first tournament in April. So I think when the grass isn't involved, it's a good time to throw square bill.
Yeah,
because that grass ruins square bill.
I mean, even the Shenandoah had a lot of grass this year.
Yeah, this fall I was trying to throw square bill, a crankbait, and just grass.
The time you and I went out, I was like, man, I guess I'll throw a square bill on it. It was like every cast, grass.
All you can do is never.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right, how much time we got now?
Say about 5 minutes.
All right, well, you got anything else? We got, so for top 5 bait draft, first one, I have Cinco, spinnerbait, drop shot, jig, and square bill. Aaron's got a chatterbait, Texas rig worm, Ned rig, jerk bait, and glide bait. So comment down below who has the best 5. Who has the best tackle box? 5 bait tackle box. we'll try to come up with some more top fives, I guess. To like, I was thinking for golf, like top 5 local courses draft. We do. I was thinking like snacks, top 5 fishing snacks draft, top 5 golf snacks draft. Like it's just easy.
Dude, fishing with Winky's like, you making sandwiches tomorrow? I'm like, I mean, I can.
Hey man,
Like,
who asked that?
Like,
of their
would you
fishing
like
partner?
some chips with that and a freaking Coke? I mean,
Capri Sun.
what do you want? You want a banana and an orange?
Don't bring a banana.
Like,
Bad luck.
I was like, yeah, I guess I'll make some sandwiches.
Hey man, you gonna make some sandwiches tomorrow? Like, now that you ask,
like American cheese, like provolone,
What kind of
Monster,
chips
what
do
do
you
you want?
we should start providing lunch for tournaments. A little bag lunch, a little sandwich.
I mean, at Crockett we did burgers and stuff.
Mhm.
That was
Yep.
fun. Good
Yeah,
turnout.
we
Everybody's
did
like, you
that.
got another burger? I'm like, yeah, dude, here, take it.
Dude, we
It's
did
for
that.
all.
We did it this time too
Yeah.
at the river, Aquan River, the parking lot. Did our burgers and our cheese dogs.
Hide from the security
Dude, those things are
guards.
so good.
They were good.
Those cheese dogs are amazing. All right. Well, good night, country boy.
Yep.
Good night, world. Lose Golf and Fish Club podcast, episode 7 is a wrap.
We're out.
We're done.
Yeah.
All right.
Later.
See you next time.